Hi folks, welcome back to the Carver's Wood Shop. This is Arlene once again, and I want to tell you I'm recording this up in Canada right now. I'm up visiting my sister, and I just want to show you we're working on this little black cat. It's a very primitive carving. It's not a lot of detail to it, but it's enough to you know, have you enjoy a little project. If it's very, very small, it's very hard to get into places, and if you're having a problem carving anything this small, just enlarge the pattern. I will try to make a pattern available to you when I get back. I'll try to put something together. I'm just going to round off each leg right now, just like so. Okay, and here on the other side, we're going to just put a little cut there and put, okay. Just like so. Take all that rough stuff off, and then we're going to kind of round off. Go up here a little bit more. This leg is a little bigger, but this side needs to come off a little bit further. So we're just going to chop this out a little further. Yep, a little bit more. And the same thing with the back. They need to go in a little bit. They go inward. Okay, they don't stick out further than the body. He's a little fatter than I like, but I think you get the idea of how to do this. I should have made him a little bit thinner, but I'm fairly happy with him, so I'm just going to round off the back end here from the legs over, just like so. I'll thin up his tail, but you got to be careful. That tail, that grain is running in the opposite direction. The grain is running the way the knife is, like this. So it's very, very difficult to cut this unless you have a real sharp knife, because you don't want to be snapping things off. And I use a slicing motion quite a bit when I carve in areas like this, because it just helps to cut it and trying to force it straight through. And what I mean by a slicing motion is taking your knife and gliding it sideways back and forth when you're working on it. Alright, so we'll do this. We're going to round off his legs here underneath his body. We're just going to round up his top part of his feet. Alright, and we're going to put a little cut there on the bottom of the feet so that you can cut down into it, just like so. Okay, and then we're going to come up this way on the back side. We're just going to round all that off. So what you're doing is you're rounding each leg off around like so. Okay, and when I get offline I can see it a little bit better because it's so tiny. I'll clean it up a little bit more offline. Same thing up here. What we want to do is we want to chop those legs in a little bit, just like so. And the other side I think I already did, yes. Now all you're going to do is round things off. That's it. Now when you round this, you can round it all the way down to the bottom on the back of the legs. Okay? Just like that. Alright? And then what we're going to do here, I'm just going to chop a little more off the body. I'm just not real happy how fat that is, but it's okay. For the project, you may want to make it just a tad thinner. So let's see if we can finish off this face a little bit. We're just gonna take all that rough stuff off. Let me see if I can get a knife that's a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. We just want to trim all that saw marks off. You want to be careful you don't trim too much off, because there's not a whole lot there to his face. Cat, it depends what type of cat you have. They can be very, very thin. Very, very flat. They're round, but they're flat. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to chop. I'm just going to make this more of a V up at the top here, because those cats have a distinct ears. Okay, just like so. I'm going to do that over here. I want to be careful you don't chop too much off. Just like that. And I'm just going to I'm going to try to scoop that out a little bit more, just like so. And same thing here, do it at an angle. Okay, and I'm going to go back to his face here and try to round that off down here so his mouth all comes to a point. And just like that. Perfect. Oops, I got to keep you in the camera here. Sorry folks. Keep moving around too much. They have a little bit of a nose that comes down. You know, they have a little bit of their nose at the end, and then they have a little bit of a bump all the way up. If you look at a cat, they definitely have a distinct little piece up here. So I'm trying to dig that out to give it that look, just like so. A lot of it's just eyeing it up, folks. You know, that's what a lot of this stuff is just eyeing it up. And taking a look at it, pulling it back. Okay, when we come back, I think we'll put a couple eyeballs in them. I'm not going to do anything super fancy. I'm going to finish up his legs and stuff and make everything around. What you want to do with the feet is you just want to round the front portion off, just like so. I'm going to show you quickly, if I can. Just like so. And then you're just going to round all that off. And round the top off. And the other side off. Because, you know, a cat doesn't have a real distinct. The feet kind of, everything on a cat is pretty smooth flowing. We have several at the farm. The mama cat keeps moving those babies all over the farm. It's kind of funny. She hides them all the time. I don't know why, but she just takes them and moves them. Every time we think they're settled someplace, she moves them again. But she's a smart cat. She knew it was going to rain for 3 days and couldn't keep them outside, so she moved them indoors to our garage. So we've had a great joy watching them grow up, you know, and playing and stuff. So animals are really cool, that's for sure. Okay, so that's how you want the feet to kind of look. I'm going to dig some more out in the back here. Let's thin that up a little bit. Okay, just like so. This has a little bit, cats have that little space on the back. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so you want to just trim that out and then trim that back like so. That's one leg. Now you're going to do all 4 legs that way. Okay, that's roughly what it should look like. Alright, and I'll be back to show you how to finish up everything else. Okay, bye-bye folks.